Hi there team, Coach Alexa here. I was inspired by today's video by a tweet from the wonderful Eliud Kipchoge, the current marathon world record holder, where he was sharing the fact that he's starting a new training diary, a paper training diary for the start of 2020. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about the benefits of keeping a training diary. I think the tendency is these days to kind of use the log from your GPS watch or app as a bit of a history of the training that you've done, and that is useful in terms of overall mileage and the sessions that you've done and the pacing that you're running at. But you do miss a lot when that's all that you're focusing on. So keeping a bit of a written log, either paper-based or electronically in a bit of a training spreadsheet, for example, can be a really, really good way to keep a history of your training, but also keep a bit of an eye on all the other factors that impact the training that you do, how you feel, and how those runs go. So an example, when I work with runners on an ongoing basis, we often work with a training diary approach together, and some of the things that we end up recording or working on can vary from fatigue levels, how much sleep people have had recently, resting heart rate, recovery times. If people are returning to running after an injury, we might track levels of soreness post-run on a scale of 1 to 10. One of the most popular things that I end up working with people on is food and fueling and hydration. So what are people eating and drinking and when, and how does that influence the runs that they do? So do you consider keeping a training diary? You know, you can write anything and everything in it, and you often get a little bit of a sense of how runs go and start to pick up on themes that you might not have noticed before when you read back, say, over the last couple or weeks or months worth of training, and work out, you know, the impact that maybe a stressful period at work has on your training, or lack of sleep, or the clock's changing, or all sorts of different things that can have a bit of an impact on you. We are more than just our GPS data. The other interesting aspect is it's something to reflect back on. So I often, if people are training for quite a challenging race or one that they're feeling a little nervous about, get people the week before the race to read back through their training diary, to give them that confidence that even though we tend to remember the runs that might not have gone quite to plan, the majority of your training has been brilliant, you've ticked it all off, and gives you a sense of how well prepared you are for the race in hand. So consider this year, paper-based diaries are now the 2020 started, are quite cheap. So either investing in a paper-based training diary, which is what I do and have done for donkey's years now, or, you know, keeping a sort of separate training log, you know, that gives a little bit more of that qualitative data, not just the GPS stats about how your running is going. Hope that's helpful, and happy running.